remember when I was in 5th grade and I had to get up before the sun even rose. I would wake up to owls flying around, and I even remember once bats flew out from the rafters. Now, all of us are subject to the schedules that school and work put onto us, from waking up and going to your 9 to 5, or in my case, waking up and going to my 8:30 to 3:30 school day. Throughout my life, I've been surrounded by sleep-related facts, mostly due to my mother. And because of that, I've become very aware of how sleep affects my physical and mental health. I've also done a lot of research regarding this subject in preparation for this speech. So, high school start times need to be later because of a teenager's natural circadian rhythms, how sleep affects learning and decision making, and how sleep affects the body. Teenagers' natural circadian rhythm does not equal the regular high school start time. Teenagers generally fall asleep and wake up later in the day due to hormones that affect their circadian rhythm and growth that makes them need to sleep for longer. Now, high school generally starts very early and ends very early. And as said by sleep behavioral specialist Hazel Smith, typical morning school start times reflect adult sleep-wake norms, not adolescents. This means that the adults that teach and help out at school are able to have their regular circadian rhythm, but teenagers, the ones that are actively growing, developing, and making decisions, are not able to fit high school into their natural circadian rhythms. Now, having no good circadian rhythm also means that you are unable to act well mentally. From learning to decision making, all of this is impaired. High school is a very important time for learning, developing, and decision making. When you're learning, you get to learn some of the most important subjects of your life. When you develop, you need to develop good social skills and social parameters. And decisions can go from what you eat in the morning to what you're going to do for the rest of your life. So having no sleep can impact your ability to process, regurgitate, and retain information. So, during a sleep study run by scientist Anna Biller involving a later high school start time, students reported profound improvements in cognitive and psychological parameters. This means that students who were able to choose to have a later start time were able to greatly improve the information they were able to process, retain, and regurgitate, both in testing and in the real world, from everything from college to general decision making. Pretty much everything that high school teaches you, they were able to do better. So, sleep impacts both your mental well-being and your physical well-being. A lack of sleep impacts your growth and development. So, when you're a teenager, there's a lot of important physical developments going on, from adolescent to adult, to developing behavioral patterns, good nutrition, and things of that nature. Now, we already know that proper nutrition and hydration are requirements to grow up strong and healthy. And very recently, proper sleep has been added to that list. Now, in the Scientific Guide to Sleep, published in The New Scientist, it states that there is no tissue within the body that is not impaired when lacking sleep. Every single part of your body requires good sleep. Even if you're growing and you're a teenager, or if you're an adult, you must have good sleep. So high school start dates need to move back because of teenagers' natural circadian rhythm, how sleep impacts learning, development, and decision making, and how sleep impacts how your body develops as a whole. No sleep can be very, very detrimental for teenagers due to the reasons I listed previously. If you lack sleep, you are unable to perform at a high cognitive level and unable to make the decisions that will impact you for the rest of your life. Now, teenagers and the entirety of the younger generation are what make up our future. So we need to make sure that decisions like high school start times benefit them rather than the adults who are more easily able to move about their circadian rhythm because they've already been developed. So we need to make sure that decisions we're currently making will benefit teenagers and their development Otherwise, future generations will suffer. High school start times need to move back to prevent the future generation from suffering.